This is Maury of Yasharal. Listen to this. Stop following the moon. Look at Ice Cube. How do you find your feast? The moon is the sign of feast. The moon is the light to the righteous, but it's darkness to transgressors of the law. Yahuwah warned us ahead of time, a teaching from Jubilees 6:36 to 38. Yahuwah warned us ahead of time to stop following the moon. Look at Ice Cube. Yahuwah told us only to follow Hadash. Let's read. Yanuwah. Look at Ice Cube. Gave us a perfect way to track time, a 364-day year, guided by the sun and the stars. Look at Ice Cube. He deleted the moon from the equation altogether. But he also waned, look at Ice Cube, that in the last days many would be led straightly, look at Ice Cube, by following the Sions alone. Look at Ice Cube. Why didn't you use spell check? Go down in the darkened area. Jubilees. Look at Ice Cube. 6:36 to 38. Look in parentheses. Destostered and doomerized. Look at Ice Cube. What is this guy trying to say? Detested and summarized. He's giving you a commentary from the imagination of his own mind. Don't read commentaries. Go straight to the scripture, because he's about to hack it up. Let's read. People will begin watching the moon to keep time, but the moon is off. Look at Ice Cube. He just spit in the master's face. Yahuwah created the sun, the moon, and the stars to work together in the heavens to give you time. It is perfection. And he's saying, it's off? How? It comes in 10 days too early each year. This shows that he is unlearned and unstable. He doesn't even understand how this happens in the timepiece that's in the heavens. Because of this, they will mess up the seasons, Shabbats and feasts, days, and even begin eating unclean foods and blood. This will happen because they stop using the 364-day calendar that Yahuwah commanded from the beginning. Well, at least he got the spelling right this time. Okay, he gave you a commentary. He didn't give you scripture. Let's go to the scripture to see what it says. Every time you see these people on the internet, you go read it for yourself. Sepharia, that's the name of the translator. He's translating Jubilees 6. In Sepharia, it'll be 55. But in other texts, it'll be 36. Look, they even provided for you the modern Hebrew so you can translate and transliterate it for yourself. For there will be those people, men, who will assuredly make observations of the moon and how it disturbs the seasons. It'll go through all of the seasons. It'll fall behind 10 days each year and comes in from year to year 10 days too soon. Is the moon off? Let's see. 37 or 56? For this reason. What reason? Because they saw the moon fall behind 10 days every year. The years will come upon them. Them is a pronoun. It describes persons, places, or things. Who is it describing here? Men. Ezi. When they. There's another pronoun. It describes persons, places, or things. Who is it describing here? Men. Ezi. Will disturb the order. They decided to change things. They came from the imagination of their mind, and they did some calculations on paper outside of the book, and make an abominable day, the day of testimony, and an unclean day a feast day. Okay. Is the moon off? No. Are men off? Yes. Let me give you some examples. They say you have to add a 13th month because the moon falls behind. They say you have to follow a first new moon after an equinox. They say you have to start your count from some sundial. They say you start your count from the full moon. It's the new moon. Then you come to your feast. Is the moon off? Or are men off? It's men. We've been shouting this from the rooftops to you, brothers and sisters, so that you can see that all of these brothers are corrupting Yah's time. But we hold the truth. We held it for you. 38 or 57. And they, men, Ezi, will confound, confuse all the days, the holy with the unclean, and the unclean day with the holy. For they, men, Ezi, will go wrong as to the months. Let's stop. Here's your assignment, Ezi. Every time you see month, any place in the book, you go to the Strong's Concordance, Blue Letter Bible, and look up the word month. In the Hebrew text, the Old Testament, the word would be Hadash. In the Greek New Testament, the word would be main. You know, like moon, main. Once you go to check that out, you'll see that in the book, there's only one object that is in the heavens that you are to follow for time. It's called the moon. Yah's calendar. For Ezi will go wrong as to the months, and Sabbaths, and feasts, and jubilees. This proves that all of your time, all of your feasts, your Sabbaths, everything is on the moon. Let's look at a witness. The Sefer. Jubilees 6:36 to 38. For there will be those people who will assuredly make observations of the moon, how it disturbs the seasons and comes in from year to year 10 days too soon. For this reason. What reason? Because the moon falls behind 10 days every year. The years will come upon them, men, Ezi, when they, men, Ezi, will disturb the order, change things, and make an abominable day the day of testimony, and an unclean day a feast day, and they will confound, confuse all the days, the holy with the unclean, and the unclean day with the holy. For they, men, Ezi, will go wrong as to the months, and Shabbats, and feasts, and jubilees. For this reason. What reason? Because they changed things. I command and testify to you that you may testify to them. For after your death, your children, Noah, will disturb them, so that they will not make the year 364 days only. Let's stop for a moment. Ezi is following Pope Gregory's calendar. Pope Gregory's calendar for 2025 has 366 days and approximately 14 hours. But you're following that calendar, Ezi, which is corrupted. Then Pope Gregory does not initiate his calendar until the 21st. It's fixed on the 21st of March. So everything that you're following is corrupted. And for this reason, what reason? Because they're following Pope Gregory's calendar? They will go wrong as to the new moons and seasons and Shabbats and feasts, and they will eat all kinds of blood with all kinds of flesh. Okay. I've shown you that people cannot read. How does this happen? They come with a predisposition. They try to make the scripture line up with their predisposition. I just showed you how you are to approach scripture, line by line, precept by precept, here a little, there a little. Let's speak about the sun and the moon, how they work together. It's obvious. Not too many people know this, even though we've been teaching it for years. The sun is the great luminary. All of your light, all of your time is on the sun. The sun is like a projector. The sun projects, transfers the light to the moon. The moon is the display. The light that it transfers to the moon equals time, and you can see all of the sun's time play out on the moon. Guess what it's called? Yah's calendar. And all men today are against it. What about the moon falling behind 10 days every year? Well, let's start from creation. The Aliyam said, turn on the lights. And the light turned on. The sun went forth first. It traversed across the sky for a full 12 hours. When it dipped below the horizon in the western sky, Hadash showed up. The moon. Every single month, the sun and the moon will go into conjunction. The sun has to go forth first because all of the time is on the sun. And then the moon shows up. 12 months. 12 hours per month that the sun goes ahead of the moon. If you add them at the end of the year, it's your 6-day overplus. Just like in Hanuk 72. Then the Aliyam the leaders and the heads of the thousands, who are over all creation and over all the stars, add the 4 intercalary days, then the next year, the moon will move away from the sun in the amount of 10 days. If you don't know that, Ezzy, if you can't explain those things, you cannot teach people to stop following the moon. The moon is the light to the righteous, the calendar for the righteous, but it's darkness for transgressors of the law. Shalom.